Spellbinders, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yvette and I am a part of the Oh So Inspired collaboration team, which is hosted by Alicia of the Call Me Crafty Al channel. Each of the collaboration team members will be creating a project using an inspiration piece from one of our teammates. This month we are being inspired by none other than Linh of LVHandcrafted. I'll be sure to put a link to Lynn's YouTube channel and to the Instagram post which inspired me to make today's card. Now, if you want to see what the rest of the team created for today's hop, I will be sure to have a playlist in the description box as well. So looking through Lynn's Instagram, oh my goodness, so many wonderful projects. But when I came across this picture, which I'll have on screen now, I thought, oh, I can make a card probably almost identical to this one because I have that die set and those stencils. So I made a test card. Let me show you. And this is the card I made, inspired by Linh. So mine's a little bit different, and I'm going to show you how I made this one. So as you can see, I do have the die set and the stencils. I have my cardstock all cut out, and I have my inks already chosen. I have my die cut pieces ready to go, and I have some transfer gel. It's a Deco Foil Transfer Gel and some foil. So I have that at the ready. So let's get started making our card. Alrighty, so let me get the stencils out. Now these were the stencil of the month from Spellbinders for May of 2025. I'll be sure to link to anything that's still available in the description box below, my friends. So let me show you how I put this one together. And so I used a Sharpie here to kind of color in the number and this corner so that I have these in the right direction and orientation, because I didn't pay attention on the first card I made and I had them backwards, but it still worked. So let me tape this down. All right, so we'll start with stencil number 1, which is our erasers for the pencils. So I'm going to use some guava ink here. It is the Positively Saturated inks, and I thought that was a good pink for our erasers. Now I will speed up this portion of the video because stenciling sometimes can take a bit of time, and I'll play some music. But if you have any questions for me that I don't answer at any point in the video, feel free to leave them in the comment section and I will be sure to answer those for you. So let me get that music going and speed this up a bit so you're not here for hours on end. colors added except for the lead of the pencil and the little stripes. So that's stencil 4. And what I'm going to do for this one is on the back of it, I just used a bunch of this mint tape to block off all the pencil leads, because I'm going to put some of that Deco Foil, what's it called? Transfer Gel. I'm going to put this on here, but I don't want it where the pencil lead is. So I blocked that off for the time being. And I'll add that after we've foiled our card. And I'm just kind of hold this up to make sure I'm lined up pretty close. Okay. So I'm going to tape this down again here. And I could not for the life of me find my little spatula to dip into here. So I just got some kitchen spatulas, and I figured that'll help me to get it out of this container, out of this jar, and just spread it over our stencil. So, ooh, it actually looks pretty good, guys. So I'm going to do that. Now with the Deco Foil, you do have to let it dry, not completely dry, but to where it's tacky. So the instructions say to let it dry 1 hour or until completely clear. It's rather warm here in San Diego, so I don't really need to let it dry an hour. So I'll just let it dry until it is clear. And then we can add the foil to that. And I gotta say, this good old-fashioned kitchen stencil is working pretty good. Just want to make sure I get a nice even layer on through this whole thing. If it's not perfectly even, it's okay. And then I do have to clean this up right away so it doesn't stay on my spatula and my work surface and on my stencil. So I will lift this ever so carefully. And I'm going to take this off to get washed while I let this set aside to dry. Alrighty, friends, it looks like it is pretty tacky. It has a nice tack to it. It's not quite clear yet though, so I'm going to give it a few more minutes. But in the meantime, I'm going to bring in my die cut pieces and start assembling those. And if I see that that's ready to go, I'll stop assembling and move on to that, because once that's at the tacky point, I need to get moving on that. So I cut out the little apple and some glasses, and with the glasses I cut out several. The top layer is with a glitter black foil. I don't know if you can tell. And then I put some acetate here, so it actually looks like glasses. And then I just die cut the sentiment that says "to the best." If I could get all my letters flipped over. And then here's the little leaf and the little stem that go on the apple. Oh, and this black piece, I wondered why I had an extra black piece there, is going to be behind the apple. So everything's going to be black behind the apple, the mouth, the nose, the eyes. Just make it easy. I wanted to spend most of my time focusing on the background. Actually, I think it might be ready. So let me put this aside again. And let's start on this. So with this, I went ahead and cut a piece of that foil I had, and you're just laying it on here so that the foil is going to adhere to that Deco Foil Transfer Gel. So I'm just kind of going over it with my bone folder to help it adhere. And I'm going to show you real quick. Oh, it's not quite ready, I don't think. See, if it's not tacky yet. Oh, there you go. So it pulled some of the foil, but I want to go over this with my foam folder. And then what I found helped on my first card I made was I actually ran this through my die cut machine because I wanted to die cut this panel, but I ran it through with the foil on it, and that helped to press in the foil and have it adhere to that transfer gel. So see, it's already starting to adhere there. But I mean, I could just be here all day doing this, but it'll be easier if I just get my die that I'm going to use. So I just have this stitched rectangle die. So I'm going to cut this, run it through my Impress die cutting machine, and I'll be right back. And then you'll see how well it pressed into there. Take a look, guys. So it really did help. The pressure of that die cut machine really did help to press that the foil onto that transfer gel. See, here's my leftovers. Okay, now that I have my panel done there, I still have to add the pencil lead. So now I can go ahead and do that. And for the pencil lead, I'm just going to pull in some charcoal, and I have this really fine detail brush. Well, finer than my other ones. So I'm just going to kind of tap some of this off, and then very carefully just go over where all the pencil leads are. Alrighty friends, now that I have my panel done here, I'm going to put my die cuts together, and then we'll finish assembling the card. Alrighty friends, there is my completed card using the inspiration photo from Lynn, and I think it turned out just so cute. So here's the one we made together on camera. Here's my first one I made, and I think they're just so pretty. Thank you so much, Lynn, for always inspiring us and motivating us to keep creating. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye.